Shalom wa baraka, Yashara mispaka, Kahala, Yahweh wa Ya'akah. That is peace and blessings, Israel family. All praises to Yah and Yah only. Today's lesson is going to be on the new covenant, the real new covenant. Right. So I noticed that whenever dealing with Christianity, and I used to be a Christian, I grew up in a Baptist church, and there were things that just to me didn't add up. So as I journeyed through life, I'm so glad to have come into the real truth, the full truth of learning about the Most High and Him being our Savior. Um, so when you talk to a Christian and you try to tell them, hey, we're supposed to be keeping these laws, and you will generally get an answer like this. They'll say, oh no, we don't have to do that. We're in a new dispensation. We're in a new covenant. And he sent his son who died for us. And those laws, we don't have to do that. And yeah, this is a new covenant. That's the old covenant. That's gone. That's done away with. And so when those Roman Pisos, when that Piso family in Marcion created those books, that compilation of books, and they called it the New Testament, and then they added it to the Holy Scriptures and made a Christian Bible. Bible meaning compilation of books. It really did a number on our people. So in order to know truth, you have to go back to the words of the Most High, to the direct quotes of the Most High, to see if what you've learned is solid. So we're going to look at what the Most High said from His own words. We're going to take our time with it. We're just going to read a few scriptures. We're going to take our time because there are lessons within the lesson, and we don't want to overlook those things. All right? So let's see what the new covenant really looks like according to Yahweh. We're going to look at Jeremiah 31. We're going to start at verse 31, and I am in the King James. So if you have your King James, you can read along in your book. You can highlight, or you can just read along on the screen. And it goes, Jeremiah chapter 31, verse 31. Behold, the days come, saith Yahweh. So right there, behold, the days come. That's letting us know that this is going to be a future prophecy. All right? Saith Yahweh, right? Those words right there letting us know that we see the Lord in all caps. That's talking about the Creator. You do not see those words in the New Testament. The Creator does not speak in the New Testament. That's a red flag. And you can get mad. You can throw a tantrum. You can say that doesn't matter and all. Yes, it does matter. Because in order to justify anything, we need to see what the Creator said. And for some reason, He didn't say anything in the Piso family books. He didn't say a word. He didn't speak to who you call the Son. He didn't talk to Him at all. Now I know some of you, what you would go pluck out, but that's not a direct quote. A direct quote is saith Yahweh, saith the Lord right there. So that's important. He doesn't speak to Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, Peter, Paul, Timothy, Simon. He doesn't speak to those people. So this is important to note. So from the top again. Behold, the days come, saith Yahweh, that I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah. Lesson within a lesson. See that? The covenant is with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah. That's all of Israel. All right? The northern and the southern kingdom. He didn't say he's making a new covenant with the whole world. This is with the people who fit the description of Israel. The Israelites. That's you, so-called Negroes, so-called black man. That's you. Continuing, verse 32. Not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day that I took them by the hand to bring them out of the land of Egypt. So this new covenant is going to be different. It's not going to be the same covenant that he made back then. Doesn't mean the laws will change. The covenant was the laws written on tablets. All right? And there's something else that we're going to go into in a little bit that was part of that covenant. But right now, we know when he took them by the hand and led them out of Egypt, he had Moses, he had those laws written down on stone. And Moses brought them down. So, it's not going to be that this time. Something different is going to happen with the laws. Doesn't mean he's getting rid of the laws. Christians who think, see, he's getting, no. It's a new covenant, new covenant. How's he gonna give it to us this time? Because he's not gonna do it the way he did. And notice also, he says, in the day that I took them by the hand to bring them out of the land of Egypt. He doesn't say the day that Moses took them by the hand and Moses led them out of Egypt. See, we're not giving fleshly men the credit for the Most High's work. Moses was the tool. He's like a hammer, like a saw or a screwdriver. He's just a tool that was used. So when the Most High raises up a Savior, it's the Most High who gets the credit for the work of this delivery out of bondage. Salvation is about this deliverance from bondage. All right? That's what he uses his tool for. Continuing. Which my covenant they break, although I was an husband unto them, saith Yahweh. But this shall be the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel. See? The house of Israel, not the whole world. Continue. After those days, saith Yahweh, I will put my law in their inward parts and write it in their hearts. See that? So instead of the laws being written outwardly, written on stone, and also, if you remember, the Most High said in order for you to remember the law, you had to wear fringes to look down to remember the laws. What he's saying right here, I'm going to put it inside of you, in your heart. Your heart, and biblically, is your mind. You know your name by heart, and you know how to spell your name by heart. You don't really have to think about it. It's automatic. There are things you know, people you know, facts you know that are by heart. You know how to get to your house. You know your address by heart. That's your mind, not the heart in your chest that pumps blood. That doesn't remember anything. It's in your mind, your brain, that you remember things. So he says right here, I will put my law in their inward parts and write it in their hearts. You won't have to go read some tablets. You won't have to look down at fringes. It's going to be inside of you now. You won't have to remember them. You're going to know them. Some of you who've been keeping the laws, you might already find yourself. You don't have to look down at anything. You know the laws. You know what not to eat. You know what day to do things on. You know what to do on those days. The laws are already being written. We're watching prophecy unfold right now. Many of us, we don't have to look down at fringes to know the laws, to know that we're supposed to be keeping them. We already know. We know what to do. So, prophecy unfolding, continuing, and will be their Elohim, and they shall be my people. So you're going to know these laws by heart. They're going to be inside of you. Verse 34. Look. And they shall teach no more every man his neighbor and every man his brother, saying, Know Yahweh. You won't have to teach anybody anything. We won't have to make YouTube channels. We won't have debates and all this stuff. We won't have to do that. Every man is going to know the Most High's laws. You won't have to teach your neighbor or your brother anything to say, this is how you know Yah. You won't have to do that. Continue. For they shall all know me, from the least of them unto the greatest of them. So no matter how unknown you are, unpopular you are, or just looked down on, or whatever is going on, or whether you're famous and popular or whatever, it won't matter. You're going to know the Most High's laws are going to be inside of you. You're going to know who the Most High is and what he's about. For I will forgive their iniquity. See? And I will remember their sin no more. Your slate will be wiped clean. It says nothing about JC. It says nothing about baptism. It says nothing about running down the aisles of the church. Nothing about any of that for this new covenant to take place. None of that. Nothing about a New Testament. The new covenant is simply the laws being put inside of you. And this is directly from the words of the Most High. Now you can run all over trying to spin a doctrine all you want to. This is what the new covenant looks like right here. It's plain and clear. That's the lesson. I bid you shalom.